In 1966, a small town in West Virginia became the epicenter of one of America's most inexplicable mysteries. What began as whispered reports would culminate in a tragedy that would haunt an entire community for decades. This is the story of the Mothman. It all started on November 12, 1966. 5 gravediggers, working in a cemetery near Clendenin, looked up to see something impossible. A man-like figure with wings. It descended from the trees, as if defying the very laws of nature. But this was only the beginning. 3 days later, on November 15th, 4 young people were driving through the remote TNT area north of Point Pleasant when their world changed forever. 2 couples, Linda and Roger Scarberry, Steve and Mary Millette, encountered a towering figure. 7 feet tall, massive wings, and its eyes. They glowed red like burning coals. When they accelerated to 100 miles per hour, it kept pace with them. It hunted them. What happened next was unprecedented. Over the next 13 months, more than 100 documented sightings flooded in. Families reported the creature lurking outside their windows. Roads became its hunting grounds. The creature now known as the Mothman became a phenomenon. One witness, Linda Scarberry, would see it 19 times. She described feeling not just terror, but something else, a profound sense of sadness emanating from the creature. A sense of curiosity, as if it was watching, as if it was warning. Others reported mysterious lights streaking across the sky, strange vehicles following residents, domestic animals found slaughtered, and there were whispers of the men in black shadowy figures confronting witnesses, threatening them into silence. The town was gripped by a real-life nightmare. People were afraid. The questions multiplied. What was this thing? Where did it come from? And most terrifyingly, why was it here? 13 months of sightings. 13 months of dread. Then came December 15th, 1967. It was rush hour. The Silver Bridge stretched across the Ohio River, connecting Point Pleasant to Gallipolis, Ohio. In less than 20 seconds, the bridge folded like paper and plunged into the black waters below. 46 lives were lost. It was a tragedy that would make headlines around the world. But the question that haunted survivors was unavoidable. Was the Mothman a harbinger? A warning of what was to come? In the weeks before the collapse, it had been everywhere, watching, waiting. The Mothman was never caught. It was never explained. Official investigations blamed stress corrosion in the bridge's infrastructure. Science offered answers. But the people of Point Pleasant knew something else. They believed they had been warned. And remarkably, Mothman sightings continued far beyond West Virginia. Before the Chernobyl disaster. Before the Chicago airport incident. Wherever disaster lurked, witnesses reported the same creature. The same red eyes. The same sense of impending doom. The question remains, is the Mothman a cryptid? An extraterrestrial? A supernatural omen? Or is it something far stranger evidence that our world contains mysteries we may never understand? Today, Point Pleasant remembers. A statue stands where the town embraces its legend. And somewhere, in the shadows of West Virginia, if you listen carefully, you might just hear the sound of massive wings beating against the night. What is the Mothman? Perhaps the better question is, what are we not meant to see?